The French astrologer Jean-Baptiste Morin, one of the most influential figures of the period, and a bridge between medieval astrology and Renaissance astrology, argued that the planets were the causes of the manifestation of God's movements on Earth. According to Morin, astrology was the stars, the signs of the zodiac and the planets, whose forms merged with the elements of nature and became material things. Ancient scholars believed that those who practiced the art of astrology should be humble and self-restrained. Ibn Ezra said, "The beginning of wisdom is the fear of God," indicating that astrology is about knowing one's place and respecting it. This respect is expressed many times in the works of classical astrologers. Al-Biruni, Abu Mashar, Masha Allah, William Lilly, and many other astrological writers, while establishing the accuracy of the rules of prediction, in many places ended their paragraphs with phrases such as, "But God knows the truth of everything, as God commands, if God wills." The introduction to Bonatti's Liber Astronomiae in Erhard Rotdold's 1491 edition sums up the ancient astrologers' view of astrology very well. There is no other God but He who created the heavens and the earth and all that is in them, who gives stability to all things, and puts all things at man's service, who adorns the sky with stars, and does not insult them with the virtues of luminous bodies. He has made intelligent spirits superior to all other living beings so that all things serve them. And these intelligent beings have shown the movements of others and their meanings. He has spread the sky like a scroll to explain it, so that it remains in and with the sky, which communicates and reveals divine wisdom. They can also take precautions against future events, foresee them, and talk about them. William Lilly advises the student of astrology to train his mind according to the divine being, to be knowledgeable enough, to be humane, kind, compassionate, not to frighten and upset people, not to make them worry constantly with astrological judgments, and to encourage them to fate by accustoming them to it, since he is in contact with the sky every day. This is how the scholars of the classical period understood astrology. For them, it was enough to be devoted to divine science. Like doctors, lawyers, poets, and philosophers who were engaged in mathematics, geometry, and astronomy, they believed that they should be in touch with the sky. Medieval and Renaissance astronomers and astrologers worked intertwined with algebra, biology, medicine, philosophy, psychology, mathematical concepts, and science, emphasizing the fact that celestial observations were at the heart of all scientific faculties. Ancient, medieval, and Renaissance astrologers were professors or astrologers who studied celestial phenomena, working intertwined with algebra, biology, medicine, philosophy, psychology, mathematical concepts, and science, emphasizing the fact that celestial observations are the foundation of all scientific faculties, the systems they developed in their time, and the fact that these systems were linked to the mathematical and scientific concepts of today were remarkable. Many ancient mathematicians, astronomers, and astrologers were also great scientists. In ancient times, astrologers studied celestial events, recorded planetary movements and annual cycles, and used mathematical methods to predict events. This information, which has survived from the past to the present, has formed the basis of many modern branches of science and has contributed to today's scientific studies. The fact that this knowledge has survived to the present day proves that astrology is not only a system of divination, but also a discipline with important scientific foundations in medical, philosophical, and psychological terms. During the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, astrologers were not only people who studied the stars, but also scientists who were engaged in mathematics and astronomy. Thus, the great astrologers and astronomers of the past saw the sky not only as a means of prediction, but also as a way of understanding the workings of the universe. This link between astrology and astronomy continues to be recognized and explored by many scientists today. Your astrological records show that the effects of the planets as they pass through similar positions in the sky, or as you put it, the side that points to what will happen, is too clear to leave room for coincidences. When you know the planetary periods in your life, you can recognize which planet you are experiencing the effects of and direct your energy accordingly. The planets are like instruments of God, singing their own songs in cosmic harmony. If you listen to them, they will whisper some truths to you, even if some truths sometimes bother you. If we want the universe to treat us with compassion, we must try to understand its messages and believe in our old and wise earth. Knowledge is like love, and one learns what one loves. It is necessary to love in order to know, and at least, avoiding hatred contributes to our inner peace. For those who believe in astrology, the planets are the carriers of the messages the universe sends us. To understand them, we need to take into account not only our birth charts, but also universal time cycles. For example, pay more attention to the Scorpio signs in your life when you are experiencing the Pluto transit. This transit will work in harmony with the natural energy of Scorpio, bringing deep transformations and inner shifts. Likewise, Uranus transits can lead us out of our habitual patterns and into new horizons, as well as more encounters with Aquarius people. Is all this a coincidence? No, it is not. Because astrology is a knowledge supported not only by individual interpretations, but also by ancient observations. After all, it is very likely that there are countless galaxies and life forms in the universe apart from the Milky Way galaxy and the solar system within it. Astrology, like religions, is a science that recognizes the existence of the soul and tries to help the evolution of the soul. While the astronomical part is already based on the rules of physics and mathematics, the interpretation part is a metaphysical art. But there is a subtle distinction here that not all people who believe in astrology necessarily believe in the soul. Because at the atomic level, there is a similarity between man and the planet in terms of the beginning of the universe. Even if there is an evolution without God's intervention, in the end this evolution is due to the structure of these planets themselves. Information is a phenomenon that can be transmitted by the human brain with the matrixing of DNA and RNA. It is possible that even in the phenomenon we call déjà vu, where each person offers a different explanation, we are actually accessing our fate records for a moment.